and want to introduce three young lads all the way from Ringsend. They don't believe in travelling very far for the gigs, you see. Two brothers and a pal, out of school, 18 months ago, formed the group. They signed an international recording contract a year ago, and they're due to make their first album in a very short time. And meanwhile, they've released their first single. And I am reliably informed that amongst the young set all over the country, they've built up in 18 months a fierce following altogether. Let's have a welcome, please, for The Blaze.
Long weekend,
in 1977, my brother was a guitarist, Larry, and there was five of us at the time. We just wanted to get a band together. We'd heard the Sex Pistols album and all that stuff. Up to then, there was, you know, Elton John and maybe Slade and dances and discos and so on. That music seemed very complicated, too complicated to play. So with the Pistols and the Clash and bands and the Jam, and we thought, well, we can do that.
We asked could we play in the local CYMS hall. And we didn't know what we were playing. We were playing everything and anything. We tried the Sex Pistols, God Save the Queen, and we could get that. So we said, wait, we put that in the set. And we got thrown out of the CY for playing the national anthem. The British national anthem. You can't play that muck in here.
And we got paid £10 for the whole band. And that was that. That was our first gig. Two people dropped out and that left three. Myself, my brother Larry and Pat Larkin, the drummer. And really then we just went into town and had a look at a few bands. The Vipers were my favourite band at the time. And I remember going to McGonigal's in South Ann Street. And we were in the queue and it was a really good atmosphere. It was a Saturday afternoon. And myself and Larry, and we thought, this is what it's about, this is what we want. And the Vipers were very good, and we sort of said, well, look, if we're going to be any good, we have to be at least as good as these. My Dublin was Ringsend when I was 15, 16, 17. I really didn't know much about the other side of Dublin. So I decided to write songs. It was the only way to do it really from my worm's eye view, if you like.
Everyone was telling me these songs were great, and I'd have to sit and listen to, geez, they are great, you know, he is a great songwriter.
But then I started to get politically aware and became aware of, you know, my working class consciousness, if you like, and socialism and all these things, and began to embrace those concepts. And then I tried to get that into my music without browbeating people, because really love songs were always my favourite type of songs, relationship songs. So like, I tried to do both sometimes successfully, sometimes not. We wanted to play in front of big crowds, we wanted to make records, we wanted people all over the world to buy the records and so on. And we began to think that that was possible because we were very good. And again, when there was queues outside the Magnet to see us, and when there was queues outside McGonigal's to see us rather than to see the Vipers, we sort of knew we had something cracked.
Everyone was looking for record deals, and everyone was inviting record companies over. So you two are looking for a record deal at the same time. So we both got together and put on gigs, invited the press, the English press, NME and all these, and record companies to see us in the Magnet, or in the Baggot, 4 Tuesdays in a row, I think it was, and we changed headline. And we got a deal. We thought, this is it. Millionaires, we've made it. We're gone. The rest is history. The Late Late Show in the early 80s, if you were on the Late Late Show, you were God. You had made it. You have been, you know, to the mountain and back. We were a nuisance in Ringsend up until that point, I think, you know. There's those bloody idiots with drums and things all over the place. Then you were on the Late Late Show. It was different because Maz and Daz watched the Late Late Show. It changed in Ringsend. Then we got recognised as a band now, we say. So that was really funny.
Gotta go, stop the chance. We never had. Gotta go, stop the chance.
I think the records are slightly overrated. I think that the songs are great, but I don't think we ever really got it together in the studio. because we were inexperienced, and also I think at the time, engineers, particularly engineers, tape-ups, producers, they were in control then. They really were in control because we were inexperienced, and bands that at our level were inexperienced. So we would just defer to their better knowledge. Of course, it wasn't better knowledge at all. So when I hear the records now, I'm slightly disappointed that we didn't make a better record of a good song. But I still think, having said that, the records are better than a lot of the records that were out at the time. It's very difficult for the artist himself to admit that it's not going to happen.
In an unfamiliar bed. In an unfamiliar room.
It's a bit like, I suppose, finishing with somebody in a relationship. The first few months you get very bitter and you get hateful, and you know, you hear people talk and you think, God, why didn't you tell me that then, and so on. Then after a while you have time to look back at it in a positive way, and you see the nice things about your ex-boyfriend, stroke girlfriend, whatever. So it's a bit like that now.
Like, we didn't play to thousands of people at the time. It was hundreds of people. But the way they talk about it, you think it was thousands of people.
I suppose I can't be choosy.
Of all the people that say that it was a great band, had gone to the gigs and bought the singles, it'd be a different story, you know.
I'm waiting at an airport. I'm waiting at a station. I'm standing at a bus stop. Down market.
I'm glad that people do name check the band, and it's nice to see sometimes a younger musician saying, oh, they like the Blades and the Blades are inspirational. And that's what it was about. Now in 1977, had somebody had told me that, you know, in 20 years time your band would have been well recognised, will go down as one of the best Irish bands ever, I wouldn't have believed them, and that in itself would have been an achievement to me.
Down market.